Hello, my name is Tim Edwards and welcome to the Tim G. Edwards Music YouTube channel. This is guitar lesson number 2, and today we're going to be learning 2 new additional chords, the chords of A and chords of E. Also, this is part 1 of a 4-part series in learning how to play the 12-bar blues. I'm excited about teaching this to you, and you're going to have so much fun in learning this as well. So this will be the first lesson of that 4-part series and teaching you the chord progression to the 12-bar blues of A, D, and E. We're going to have a great time together learning. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please do so sometimes after this lesson, just so you can be kept notified when new videos are uploaded. So let's get started. Just in review of lesson number 1, we learned a few simple chords to get you started and get your fingers toughened up, and learning how to play some chords that didn't require a lot of stretch on your fingers. Just in review, we learned a simple chord of G using the last 3 strings, and then E minor, not pressing down on any strings, just open. Then we learn how to play the easy C using your index finger on string number 2 on the 1st fret, playing the last 3 strings. Okay, and then we learned the major chord of D, and again that's using your finger number 1 on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, finger number 2, which is your middle finger, on the 1st string of the middle fret or the 2nd fret, and then your finger number 4 on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret. And actually you can play the string up above it, and that is a D major chord. So we're going to add 2 more chords to the D major chord on that. And as promised, I was going to just tell you a few songs that you could play with the chord progression learned from lesson number 1. You can play How Great Is Our God by Chris Tomlin. Uses that chord progression. Stand By Me by B.B. King uses that chord progression. There's a lot more songs that you can research and look at those that uses those chord progressions, and just have a great time in learning some of these songs. Today we're going to be learning how to play the 12-bar blues, and we're going to be using the chord progressions of A, D, and E. So I'm going to teach you those 3 chords, okay? And these will be the major chords. So all these chords will not require a big stretch on your fingers, but all 3 of the chords will require the use of 3 fingers, with the exception of A. I can give you a different alternative there. So, okay, let's look at the chord of E, the major chord of E. So if we look at the chord diagram, it'll show you how to place your fingers. So your index finger, finger number 1, is placed on the 3rd string of the 1st fret. Finger number 2 is placed on the 5th string of the 2nd fret. And then lastly, your finger number 3 is placed on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. So it looks like this, that you can see, and you play all the strings open. So this is opportunity. You get to strum all 6 strings, the high E and the low E, and the bottom 2 strings are left open. Okay, so it should sound something like this. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? That is E major, E major. And look at the shape of my fingers, and one good way to learn these chords is just kind of memorize the shape of these fingers. So when you see other people play these chords, you'll know what that shape is, you'll know what the chord is. So just try to land your fingers on those chords, okay? So that is E major. 1st finger is on string number 3 of the 1st fret, and then your 2nd finger is on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and then lastly your 3rd finger is on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. Okay? All right, that sounds good. Okay, now let's learn the A major chord. Okay, and if you look at the chord diagram above, it'll show you one way to play it. I'll show you a couple of other ways that you might can learn how to play this chord. This method just shows you how you put your first index finger on string number 3 of the 2nd fret. Okay, your first finger on the 2nd fret, string number 3, your second finger right up above it on the 2nd fret on string number 4, and then lastly finger number 3 also on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. So if you notice, all your fingers are pretty much close together, and you can strum all the strings but the top one. Okay, that makes an A chord. I'd recommend you learn how to play A like this. There's another way probably that it's taught, is you can use all 3 fingers like so and learn to play the A. So in other words, you'll put your first finger on the 4th string, and your second finger on the 3rd string, and your third finger on the string number 2. But sometimes it's harder to cram all your fingers in there. You see some of my strings are muted. It's because my fingers are kind of fat and can't fit, you know, within that fret there. So I'd recommend you learning like the diagram shows you. Be sure that last string E kind of rings out if you can. Make sure you're not touching it with kind of the pad of your hand. It's not really taught, but the one way that I learned, learn how to play A is just using my middle finger, like you can see here, and I'll just kind of zoom in close. So I'm kind of using my middle finger because it's the strongest, and I'm kind of like I'm gripping real hard here, and I've got my middle finger bent at the joint. Okay, just so this last string will ring out. If you press all strings down, it doesn't sound good, but you got to have that first string E ringing out. So I'll kind of zoom in on a close-up where you can kind of look at what the A looks like. Takes a little bit more power, but I'm only using one finger, kind of as a bar across strings number 2, 3, and 4 on the 2nd fret. So you may see me playing like that, or you may see me playing like that, or you can play it like that. Okay, so that's the A chord. All right, so let's play these chords in progression of the 12-bar blue. And the 12-bar blue, the reason why it's called 12-bar blue, you know, lesson number 1 we talked about measures and bars, which are the same thing. So one bar, it has 4 beats. Okay, so this particular song has 4 beats in each bar or each measure. Okay, so like we said, bar number 1 would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 bars. So you go through 12 bars. Okay, 12 bars to make up the 12-bar blue. That's why it's called that. And so we're going to start off with the A major chord. So we'll start put your finger on, first finger on string number 3, second finger on string number 4, and lastly your third finger on the 2nd string. So you'll play 4 measures of that, and again you can strum all the strings but the top one. So it'll go something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 measures or 4 bars using the chord of A. Okay, then we're going to switch to D and play 2 bars. Okay, switch to D and play 2 bars. Do not play the top 2 strings. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 bars of D, and then we're going to go back to A and play 2 measures of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, And then we're going to use the E chord, E major chord, okay, and we're going to play it just 4 beats, only 1 measure, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go to D major, play it 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, then back to A, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then E 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, so that'll make 12 bars, okay, so 4 bars of A, okay, then 2 bars of D, and then 2 more bars of A, back to A, then 1 bar of E, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of A, and then lastly 1 bar of E, okay? So putting it all together real slow, it will sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to hit the A, since that is the key that the song is in. We're going to hit it just on that beat number 1 to kind of end the song, okay? Okay, let's play this with a backing track, okay? And it'll be a very slow tempo, but you'll see my fingering hand on the fret, change of the chords, and then you'll also see me playing the strumming hand on that. But just a 4/4 time, real slow on the backing track. So let's give it a try. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? You'll get better at changing the chords. You'll just have to practice. You'll have to get to where you can kind of land those chords without having to place one finger at a time on those chords. So practice learning how to land those chords. Look at the shape of your fingers, kind of memorize that shape, and kind of develop some muscle memory of the shapes of your fingers to make A chord, make an E chord, and make a D chord. Okay, to do that, just practice with that backing track, and then you'll be on your way on that. Let's go back with the same tempo, same chord progression. This time you'll see me play, but you can't hear me play. That way you can play and you can hear yourself better on that. So let's give that a try. sound? Pretty good? Good. It just takes practice. The hardest thing is being able to change chords without breaking the tempo, but you can do it. I know you can do it. Then the third part of the backing track, we're going to increase the speed just a little bit, okay? We've been playing in about 80 beats per minute. We're going to speed it up to a tempo of 100 beats per minute. So it's going to be just a little bit faster to learn. So when you feel good with the first speed, then just increase your timing and your being able to change between chords using the medium speed that you'll hear. Now, this backing track, you're not going to see me play. I'll just have the chords up there, and we'll kind of change in between bars, just to kind of keep you informed on when to change to what chord. Okay, so it'll be a little bit faster. So let's give it a try. What do you think? Whoa, it's a lot faster now. It's getting more difficult, isn't it? But you can do it. And the quicker you learn how to play and change chords using a faster tempo, the more songs you're going to be able to play faster, be able to change chords in between beats and so forth, and it's just going to be great. Okay, the last part of the practice backing track, we're going to speed up the song again. We're going to speed it up to 120 beats per minute. I know it's fast, but you'll realize that it sounds pretty good, pretty fast, and it makes even playing more enjoyable, more fun as you get to learn this. So let's learn how to play these chords using the fast rhythm. Okay, so let's try it. That's pretty fast, isn't it? That's real fast. Now I know it's probably too fast for you to learn this lesson, especially as a beginner. So just start off with the first part, learning at the slow speed, okay? So after this lesson, I want you to refer back to practice backing track number 2, and it'll just kind of eliminate some of the instructional part that you've gone through, and it'll just have the backing track only. So the first 2 will be at a slow pace, and then the third one will be at a medium pace, and then the last 4th part of the backing track will be at that fast pace. But if you just practice through that and changing the chords, then you'll be super at playing the chord progressions of A, D, and E. So hopefully you've learned a lot, and the next lesson I'm going to show you a one-finger riff using these same chords, okay? So you don't have to play these chords in the next lesson, but I'm going to show you an easy one-finger riff that goes with the 12-bar blues. So hopefully you've had an enjoyable time in learning this. So if you hadn't had opportunity to subscribe to my channel, please do so when you get a chance, so you can be kept notified when new videos have been uploaded. So let's have a great time at practicing. I'll see you later.